Today on Dishin with Debbie, I thought we would do a recipe that is perfect for this time of year with the cooler weather and tailgating and the parties that you're going to have coming up, potlucks, that kind of thing. It's a nice hearty soup. And what you're looking at right now, sauteing these onions, that's about as hard as it gets. Okay, I've had these onions sauteing for a couple of minutes in some oil just until they get a little bit clear. And then we just start dumping everything in. I told you this was going to be easy. This is where if you were using ground beef, you would put that in, or you could use ground turkey or some grilled chicken breast maybe that you had left over. I took the easier way out, and I got a rotisserie chicken, just shredded it up, and look at this. And it goes. So how hard is that? Look at it. So I was going to tell you where this recipe really came from. It's from a really close friend of ours. We met them in Birmingham. They were our neighbors, named Amy and Keith, and we've been friends ever since. So I guess that's going on about 17 years now. And we used to sit and plan our children's futures together in the floor of her kitchen. We used to talk about recipes and parties. We were the party planners of the cul-de-sac. We always had the most extravagant backyard Halloween parties for the kids. And this is the soup that we always made before we went out trick-or-treating with the kids, because she said it's what they made in her family when they went out trick-or-treating. And I remember one time we wanted to have, I think it was a trackless train that we had decided we were going to have and come to our backyard party for the kids. And we were about to call these folks, contract them to bring the train over. It's going to be about $200. I think finally that's where the husbands caught wind of it and said, okay, are y'all out of your minds? We're drawing the line. It's a kids' party in the backyard. So we didn't do that. But we did have some awesome Halloween parties. And I gotta tell you, I rocked the Velma costume like nobody's business. There's no photographic evidence of that. Okay, so that is just warmed up. And now we start dumping things in. We have a can of black beans. That's gonna go in. And you don't even have to strain it. You just dump everything in. And I realized that I'd forgotten to get 2 cans, which it calls for. I had some frozen in my freezer from when I did a crock pot black bean. So I just dumped those in. You improvise, you do what you gotta do. I'm not one to make a second trip to the store if I don't have to. Then some Rotel tomatoes, and they have all kinds of flavors now. I got the Chipotle kind. You can just get regular ones. We like it extra spicy and smoky. Then a can of whole kernel corn. Just dump that in. This is a can of tomato sauce. So you don't have to be a cook at all to do this. This just couldn't get easier. A jar of salsa or picante sauce, just your favorite kind, doesn't matter. And here's where we get some seasonings. A packet of ranch dressing mix. We're just gonna dump that in. The whole thing goes in. Then we have 2 packets of taco seasoning, but we're gonna use 1 whole one, and then we're only gonna use half of the second one. You can use that other half for something else. You might want to use that to flavor up a few little tacos that you make. So we'll just keep that. Stir it all together. And then we will just let that come up to a simmer and bubble away. And it is going to be some of the best taco soup that you have ever tasted. This is great for a potluck, easy to do ahead of time, always a crowd pleaser, and it serves a ton, and it's great left over for days. So we're just gonna let this bubble up and warm through, and then we'll be ready to taste it. Okay, the taco soup has been simmering away, maybe 15 minutes or so. You can let it go for longer if you like. It really doesn't need it, but it just gets better as it sits. And so now I'm ready to serve it up. We just get a big old crock. Put this steaming, nice hot soup in there. Then you can just put out toppings, whatever your guests might like. We like some shredded cheese on it. Kind of think what you would put on chili is always kind of what we like. We put some sour cream and corn chips. I love that little crunch that they give when they get in there. Then you just stir it all around. And now's the best part. We get to taste it. Can't wait for Halloween. Trick or treat.